Hello students, today I am going to take a poem from the English textbook of 12th standard, Flamingo. The name of the poem is A Thing of Beauty by John Keats. Here is an overview of the poem. A Thing of Beauty is a poem taken from the poem titled Endymion, a poetic romance written by the famous poet John Keats. John Keats was a romantic poet. He was a sensuous poet. Through this poem, he tries to tell us about the beauty of nature. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. So the nutshell of the poem is that anything beautiful in this nature gives us happiness. In this poem, the poet lists out some of the beautiful things that surround us. As the saying goes, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. He says that the numerous creations of God, like the sun which gives us energy, the moon's beauty, the trees which gives us shade, are the natural beauties around us. In this way, many other beautiful images are woven in this poem. Let us go straightly to the poem. Let me tell about the poet. John Keats was born in London in the year 1795 and died in Rome in 1821 at the young age of 25 due to illness. He is a romantic poet and his poetry is characterized by sensual imagery in his most popular work, which is a series of odes, a lyrical poem which is meant for a particular subject. Today, his poems are one of the most sought after creations in English literature. A Thing of Beauty is an excerpt from his poem, Endymion, a poetic romance, as I said before. Now, let's go to the poem and its explanation. Today, I am going to take a poem from your detailed English textbook, Flamingo. The poem's name is A Thing of Beauty. It is written by John Keats, the famous romantic poet. I'll read the poem for you. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness, but still will keep a bower quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. This is the first stanza. In the first stanza, the poet tries to tell us about the beauty of this world. The beauty of this world gives us joy forever. The beautiful nature gives us happiness, and the beautiful objects of the nature will be eternal in our mind. Its loveliness increases. Day by day, the beautiful objects of nature which is lingering in our mind will definitely give us happiness. It will be increasing day by day. Suppose you see the beautiful lotus or a rose or a beautiful stream. The beauty of that will remain in your mind and it will be still young in your mind when you think about that. Never pass into nothingness. It will remain in our heart, but still will keep a bower quiet for us. The beauty which is created by God in this nature will keep a cool shade. Bower means a cool shade for us. It will give us cool and comfort in our mind, and it will give us and it offer us a beautiful sleep. When we go to sleep, beforehand, if we think about the beautiful objects in this nature, I am sure that we will be able to sleep in a good manner. It will give us good spirits and good dreams, and our health also will remain very fine. So the beauty of nature is always good to give us happiness in our mind. Therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth. Spite of despondence of the inhuman dearth, of noble natures of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over-darkened ways. Every morrow, that means every day, every moment, we are binding ourselves to the beautiful nature. Are we wreathing a flowery band? That is the attachment of humans towards the beauty of nature. And spite of despondence, despondence means the sadness of the inhuman death. All of us are actually happy when we are in the lap of the nature. But our day-to-day problems will pester us. It will give us sometimes despondence. Despondence here means despair. And the inhuman dearth, that means people will be there to just make us gloomy, of noble natures, of the gloomy days. Sometimes there will be certain people to give us happiness, and sometimes certain problems will be as obstacles to our day-to-day life. Of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and overdarkened ways. Sometimes we will think about the gloomy days. When we had certain moments, sad moments in our life, sometimes we will carry it in our mind, and at that time we will be unhappy. But if we go to the nature and if we see the beauty and enjoy the beauty, definitely we will forget all the sad moments of our life, at least for the time being. Again, we will be making ourselves happy by going into the lap of nature. Of all the unhealthy and over-darkened ways made for our searching, yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. That's what I was trying to tell you. You know, some spirit of this universe, some beautiful objects which are created by the God will definitely, in spite of all the problems in our life, we'll be able to make ourselves happy, and we'll be cheerful and with the all inspiring aspects of nature. So definitely it will enhance our happiness, and at the same time it will eliminate our dark spirits. Next lines. Such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon for simple sheep. Here the poet tries to tell about the beautiful sun, the beautiful moon, and the marvelous trees old and young. You know, the wonderful aspects of this nature are there for us to be happy. Almighty God has created all these things for us humans. Even if lot of obstacles and problems are there in our mind, all these natural resources of beautiful earth will make us happy, and it will give us energy. It will just give us happiness. You know, boon here means blessings. So all these beautiful objects give us blessings. Here the poet has tried to portray the symbol sheep. Symbol sheep is here denoted to show us the species of all flora and fauna, the animals of this world, everything which is created by God, all give us happiness. And such are daffodils. Daffodils are small beautiful yellow flowers which gives happiness to our mind and our sight. With the green world they live in. So the greenery around us is given by God to us to enjoy. So when we immerse ourselves in the beauty of nature, naturally we'll be able to carry it in our mind, and it will be definitely eternal in our mind. You know, here the poet again says, with the green world they live in and clear rills, that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season. During the hot season, in this nature, God has created for us the beautiful rills, that is the beautiful flowing streams. And the streams themselves make a cool covert, that means a cool cover in the midst of the forest. With the green world they live in and clear rills, that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season. In the hot season, clear rills, that means the beautiful streams, will give us coolness. The mid-forest break rich the hot season, the mid-forest brake rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms, and such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. The musk rose blooms here is mentioned by the poet to make us realize the beauty of the musk roses which are bloomed inside the forest. Musk rose is a kind of small rose which is variety of colors can be seen of musk roses. Here the poet is trying to tell us about the beauty of the musk roses which are bloomed inside the forest. That also is created by God. So God is a wonderful creator, and all these beautiful things are created for us humans. And rich with a sprinkling of fair musk roses. The word sprinkling is here used because the musk roses are spread all over the place. That is why the poet has used the word sprinkling here. And such too is the grandeur of the domes. You know, domes were the mighty warriors and the mighty soldiers of yesteryears. They are lying buried inside the domes. Here, poet is trying to tell us about the beauty of their life. While they were alive, they have given lot of contributions related to their life. They have given us lot of beautiful memories. So that also inspire us. We have imagined for the mighty dead. So the mighty dead's tomb or the doom is actually covered with the musk roses. We can imagine it in that way also. All lovely tales that we have heard or read, we have heard about them, so many beautiful tales. We have heard about their inspiring tales. Those tales also make us happy. When we listen to such brave tales of such people, that also gives us happiness. An endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from the heavens spring. You know, in the last two lines, the poet is trying to tell us about the unimaginable beauty of God's creation. You know, it is given here in an imaginary manner, that is an endless fountain of immortal drink. We are mortals. So the immortal drink here is nectar. And the nectar is poured by the God from the heaven. You know, what a beautiful comparison here we can see, you know. That is the beautiful aspects of nature is portrayed in such a beautiful way by John Keats. You know, John Keats is my favorite. So I like to speak about him a lot. And an endless fountain of immortal drink. So that is endless. The fountain of immortal drink. Immortal drink here means the power which God gives to us through His creations. That is endless. It is endless. Pouring unto us from the heaven's brink. Heaven's brink here actually means the God. You know, the God resides in the heaven. We have an imagination about God. But God is there everywhere. In the nature also we can see God. So in the last lines, the poet tries to tell us about the immortal drink which is poured by the God for us. The immortal drink is the beauty of nature. It is given in the form of rain also. We can imagine it in that manner. Immortal drink which is poured from the rain, poured from the heaven, can be compared to a rain also. Rain also is very beautiful, pouring unto us from the heaven's spring. So the God has created this beautiful world for us, and all the beautiful objects of nature makes us happy. So John Keats is a sensuous poet who tries to portray the beauty of nature towards us in such a way that we will never ever be able to get bored from this. Please open your textbook and try to look into the book. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a bower quiet for us and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Through the first lines, the poet tries to tell us about the stability of beauty. It never fades away. Rather, it increases with the passing time. The perception of the poet regarding beauty is that it never goes off with the passing time. Rather, it beautifies more and more. For the poet, beauty is like a beautiful shady tree, whose shade all the creatures can sleep peacefully and enjoy good health. When we read a poem, there will be several kinds of poetic literary devices in it. So, in this poem, in this first stanza, the rhyme scheme is A, A, B, B, C, and the poetic devices used are alliteration and metaphor. Stanza 2. Therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth, spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth, of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over-darkened ways, made for our searching. Yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. The overall meaning of these lines actually is just this, that is, the beauty never dies. Beauty is strong. And the poet says that every day it is the beauty which fills us with the spirit to live. It is the beauty which builds the desire in us to live, though there are sad moments and cruel people around us. So here the poet wants to say that without beauty, the earth will be full of cruel people, sad and gloomy moments. It's the beauty which is created by God which helps us to remove the sadness from our hearts. The difficult meanings I have already attached at the end. In stanza 2, the literary devices used are anaphora, alliteration, metaphor, imagery, and inversion. Stanza 3. Such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon. For simple sheep, and such are daffodils, with the green world they live in, and clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season, the mid-forest brave. The poet is trying to tell us about the cool effect of beautiful things in the nature. Here the poet describes the beautiful things which are present on earth. These are the sun, moon, trees, flowers, and the rivers. Poet says that all these things are like a blessing bestowed on all the creatures by earth. He further describes that the trees provide us with their shade, flowers with their beauty, and rivers with their coolness during the hot summers. All of these are the beauties of nature which are like a boon for us. John Keats was a nature lover, and through this poem he tries to portray the beautiful objects which are present in the nature. The poetic devices which are used in the third stanza includes alliteration, imagery, and antithesis. Stanza 4. Rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms, and such too is the grandeur of dooms. We have imagines for mighty dead, all lovely tales that we heard and read, an endless fountain of immortal drink, pouring unto us from the heavens' brink. These are the concluding lines of this poem, and this poem is actually about the beautiful things of this world, and through these lines he is trying to tell us about certain beautiful objects which we can see in the nature. The poet further carries on with the description of the more beautiful things present on earth, such as the beautiful musk roses which have such a nice fragrance. Then he describes the tales of the mighty warriors who laid their lives for their countries or for humanity. He says that these beautiful things are the gifts from God for all of us to enjoy. They are like a nectar given by God to us, and these are those beauties which are immortal and give us a reason to live on this earth despite having so many sorrows in life. Altogether, from these lines, we come to a conclusion that all the beautiful objects of nature which are created by God Almighty will give us solace and comfort and happiness, even if we have to face a lot of difficulties and problems and obstacles in this life. The literary devices used in this stanza includes alliteration, metaphor, rhyme, and imagery. Actually, these literary devices are included because as it is the board examination, there may be questions related to each line. So sometimes they will ask about the literary devices. It's a 1-mark question, but you need to know all these literary devices. While you read the poem, you can just match it with the lines. The new words which are there in this poem includes bower, morrow, wreathing, spite, despondence, noble, pall, spirits, sprouting, shady, rills, covert, grandeur, dooms, immortal, heavens. While you read the poem, you can just match the meanings of the difficult words by looking into these. I'll just give you a review of the beautiful things which are explained in the poem. The sun, the moon, shady trees, beautiful daffodil flowers, streams of water, dense green bushes of forest ferns where fragrant musk roses grow, tales of heroic men who sacrifice their lives. Things of pain mentioned in the poem includes desire to offend others, hopelessness, lack of noble men, bad health, unhappiness, gloom, darkness. We can see a contrast in these words. The first set of words which I have already mentioned comes under the happiness. And these are the opposite of such a kind of attitude. That means through this happy moments and happy objects, we'll be able to overcome these kind of pains which are there in our life. In the examination point of view, type of questions are categorized like this. There will be long answer, extract based questions, and short answer. As this is your detailed book, all such questions can be asked from the poem. Extract based questions will be of 1 mark each, short answer will be of 3 marks, and the long answers are for 6 marks. There will be value based questions in the long answer genre. Here, extract based questions are given for your information. Question 1. And such too is the grandeur of the domes we have imagined for the mighty dead, all lovely tales that we have heard or read, an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from the heavens spring. These are very important lines. They may ask you the name of the poem, who are the mighty dead referred to here, what is the endless fountain of immortal drink, and what does the word brink mean. I have already written the answers. You please go through the answers and read the poem. You can go through this question too. Next is the short answer type questions. What does the line, therefore are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to earth, suggest to you? It means that we get attached to the beautiful things around us and weave a pretty band which binds us with our life. It becomes the reason for us to live. You can read the questions which are given below and try to understand the meaning. The fourth question, do we experience things of beauty only for short moments or do they make a lasting impression on us? According to the poet, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Even if we see it for a few moments, it has a lasting impression on us and its beautiful memory stays with us forever. It inspires us to live despite the ruthlessness of life. The fifth question, what image does the poet use to describe the beautiful bounty of the earth? The beautiful bounty of the earth is described by endless fountain of immortal drink, which signifies that God bestows us with all his beautiful creations, which help us to live despite the sad, gloomy aspects of life. The overall meaning of this question is like, the beauty of this earth will make us happy. These are some questions of previous years. You can go through it and try to understand. Some more questions are given here. These questions also can be studied. All these questions from the question papers are very important. Every question you have to go through and try to understand and study. Now, you can see a value-based question. How does things of beauty enrich us? I have given the answer in a detailed manner. You can read the question and the answer and try to understand. The overall meaning of this poem actually lies in the beauty of nature. Thank you.